everyone. I hope you're doing well and I hope you've been taking care of yourselves through July. We've had a lot going on and we've just returned from our Glastonbury retreat, which was incredible. So we always come back with so much love and magic, and huge expansion happens for souls, and this 7-7 gateway was that, a huge expansion for souls. So I wanted to just catch up, see how you're doing, and connect with you all, and also share what I was receiving, what I experienced, what I felt the energetics were showing us, because this July is a real turning point for souls. It's a turning point, and that's what I'm hearing: a fork in the road, a turning point, a redirection, a rebirth, a new beginning for you. And so you're having to look at many things at this time in this window. And 7-7 is all about higher consciousness, divine wisdom, divine alignment, going towards your destiny path. And this is a time to go towards your destiny path, what's fated, what's written in the stars, the soul contracts that you made before you came to earth. You are being realigned and you're redefining, you're realigning, and you're refining your timelines at this time to see what is right for you, what is aligned for you, what is in your highest alignment, what is for your highest joy, highest fulfillment, that's going to give you your heaven on earth timeline. So a lot of introspection at this time, a lot going on inside, like we're doing a lot of deep healing, deep diving, looking at things, rediscovering ourselves. Our solar plexus is coming online in a new way. So we're learning to, I talked in the last video, learning to own our yeses and our nos, like being more clear, not being confused in our signal. And if you are experiencing confusion right now, it's to know that through the confusion will come clarity, and you have to move through the confusion, not avoid it, but sit in the confusion, sit in the uncomfortable, and find your way through. You have to find your way through. It's like moving through fog. And you can't see with your headlights, you can't see ahead, you can't see the road ahead. And so we're moving through this time where we cannot see the road ahead, and we have to stay so present and take one step at a time, and then we see a bit more of the road, and then we take the next step. But intuitively we feel into where the road bends, we feel into the energetics, we feel where we're being guided, we feel into the fork in the road and which direction is right for us. So this is really important as we learn to trust ourselves in new ways, trust our calling, trust where our heart wants to take us, but also using your logical mind to take grounded actions towards your dreams. So this is a time of logical and heart-centered decisions, where you're listening to your higher self, you're listening to your soul, you're listening to your guides, you're listening to your heart, and you're making choices that feel good for you, that feel aligned for you, that are more freeing, that are lighter, more joyful, and not staying in chaotic situations that bring you down. Like, you're not going to stay in those environments that continuously bring you down and make you feel less than, right? So that's not where we thrive. We do not thrive in environments that bring us down. We thrive in environments that encourage us, that support us, that bring out the best in us. It's like being back at school, and when you're at school and you have a teacher that just tells you that you're just no good, and that you should give up, give up what you're doing and give up mathematics because you're no good at it. I remember my teacher in statistics, he said to me, I was short-sighted at that time, and I was getting my X's mixed up with times. And he said to me, Neelam, he called me over to him to one side, and he said to me, Neelam, you need to give up statistics. I don't think you can make it. And that really hurt me because I loved statistics, and I went away and I really cried my eyes out. And then I said, right, I'm going to show you. So I did. I went and got an A in stats, and then I went on to be a chartered accountant, and I went on to be a director in the field of finance, right? So sometimes we need that resistance, and we need that contrast to say, no, actually, I can do it. And this is coming up at this time. You may be feeling and hearing and experiencing resistance in the field, like resistance, your ego mind telling you you're no good, or someone externally telling you that you're not good enough to go after your dreams. And you're kind of tuning into that, and it's triggering you inside. Well, what it's doing is it's waking up your raw, it's waking up your solar plexus, it's waking you up to, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, to say, hey, actually, no, you're not right, and I do know what I am capable of, and I do know what I can do, and I do know my value in the world, and I do know what I contribute to the greater good. And so you're coming online in a new way. You're starting to see yourself in a new light. You're starting to value yourself. You're starting to see how powerful you are, and your contribution to the world is important. You are a part of the greater tapestry of life. You are listening to Source. You are moving. You are co-creating. You are a creator of your reality. And so you're taking charge of the negative thoughts. You're getting in front of the wave. You're becoming your... my throat's going interesting. You're learning to express yourself in a new way. You're learning to be your own cheerleader. You're learning to motivate yourself, and you're learning to show up for your dreams and show up for yourself, and learning to love yourself and choose yourself and choose to love yourself in situations where you're not experiencing and receiving the love from others. So this is really important. You have to learn to tell your ego mind that no, actually that's not my truth, that this is my truth, and retrain the mind, the logical mind, and anything that's keeping you stuck in a lower vibration. Very often we have thoughts, and in our subconscious, like I do a session with clients where we go into the subconscious and we see those restrictive belief patterns that we have, that we're very often not conscious of. We clean those up and we upgrade them to a higher vibration. And these are beliefs that you had as children. They may be ancestral beliefs, and they need reprogramming. So we are doing that. We are reprogramming the subconscious, but we have to see what's been sitting there that has been holding us back from our expansion, and what's been holding us back from our liberation and freedom, and all the desires that we have that we want to accomplish in this life and experience. We're looking at that right now, and we have to look at that to release the old and bring in the new. We have to clear out the old to bring in the new. So it's a powerful time not to, and what I was seeing and receiving is the wall of resistance may be very high right now for you. Like where you're experiencing resistance, on the other side of the resistance is the gift. So can you look at your wall of resistance? Why are you resisting? Is this an old wound that is playing out, where you think that people are out to get you, that they're not supporting you, that they're going to pull you down when you're successful? You've got to look at that. You've got to look at your ego mind, your resistance, your wall of resistance, and saying you're no good, you can't accomplish this. Are you trying to kid yourself? Are you being a fool? Why don't you go back to what you were doing before and stop dreaming and living in the fantasy, right? The ego mind does say that to us, and maybe a parent said that to you when you were younger, and so it sticks. It sticks, and it sticks so deep that you can't get beyond it. And then you have to look at it when you come from a higher vibration and you've moved into a more evolved state. You have to then look at those core beliefs and say, hang on a minute, I need to reprogram these. These are not serving me. They're not supporting me. They're actually creating the push-pull dynamic in my field. And I want to get clear with my signal, and I want to align with Source. I want to believe in myself, and I want to choose words and thoughts that support my vision. So this is the refinement that we're doing right now. What needs to go? What is not supportive of my growth? What thought patterns do I need to leave behind? What relationships do I need to leave behind that are not serving my growth, that are not supportive of me, that are not reflective of the energy that I am now embodying, where our conversations are just not, deep enough for me. They're superficial. And what am I doing in my life that doesn't serve me anymore? You know, where is there chaos and I need to bring peace? Am I living in environments that support me and my growth? Do I need to stretch and morph and have new experiences? What experiences do I want to have? What adventures do I want to have? Where do I want to be with like-minded souls, you know, who lift me up and make my heart expand and that are loving? You know, soul family is that we're creating these families and new ways of relating to others that are supportive, where we can thrive, where we feel that sense of dropping into our vulnerability and being heard, being seen, being held, being respected, and being understood. So, and when we are in those environments, we open up and we flourish. And that's where we're moving to. So you want to flourish through this time. And this year you are looking at everything, and you have to look at everything. Boundaries you have to look at. Where you're giving your power away. So if you've been in environments where your energy was being siphoned off, or your power battery was being depleted by others, where you didn't have strong enough boundaries, where you didn't believe in yourself, where you didn't know how to have firm and clear ways of cleaning your field and learning to say no. Like if you had enmeshed boundaries, then sometimes you can destiny swap. And that's a whole other topic that, you know, you can go into, but I'm not going to go into it now. But you have to look at where your battery has been depleted in the past. And if you've got a cycle coming up again where your battery is being depleted, where someone is siphoning off your energy, you've got to call it back. You're going to say, no, you not have access to me. Like you learn to value your energy. You say, you know, you don't always have access to my energy. And you have to become very mindful of who has access to your energy. This is really important as we move into the higher vibrations. Who has access to my energy? Am I giving my energy away? Am I scattering my energy? Am I respecting my energy? My energy is valuable. I'm learning to understand how precious and valuable my energy is, and how I use my energy is really important moving forward through this time. And if my energy is being siphoned, and you'll know it because you'll feel depleted, you'll feel tired, you'll feel exhausted, you'll feel chaotic, your energy field will feel chaotic, it won't feel peaceful. That's when you have to look and see what in your field is pulling you off your center, what in your field is creating chaos, and what in your field is depleting your energy and your battery. And you have to come back to center and make very clear choices about what needs to go now and what's going to stay. That's a really important message that's coming up at this time as you go through the refinement of your energies and as you decide what's important for you. It's really important that you, just checking recording, it's really important for you that you get clear with your signal and also what you desire. Oof, that came out in one go. So if you're not sure about what your desires are, it's important to stay fluid and flowing and flexible through this time. And every time you feel your energy gets like stagnant or contracts, know that just breathe into it and then create flow, come back to the present moment. If you can't figure it out, let go, come back to the present moment, do something in the present moment, go for a walk, you know, do some gardening, listen to music, do something that you love, go to the gym, eat some healthy food, mindful of what you're doing, and just come back to the present moment. So when the mind goes into a fray and gets confused and goes down a rabbit hole, just call it back and come back to your center and breathe. And that's all you need to do. You just come back to your center and breathe, because this is the moment that you have control over. This is the moment that you have power within. You can create your peace right now within you, and you can take back your power right now here and bring it back to your center and not scatter your energy. So it's really important through this time, if you're feeling scattered, to call back your energy. We are moving into, oh my gosh, daily there's like new energies, new vibrations, you know, light frequencies coming in, and it's throwing many souls off. So you have to be grounded through this time. You can't be a loose leaf in the wind, because you're going to get blown away. with every wind that comes our way. There's going to be so many winds that are coming our way that if you're not grounded, it's going to take you and you're going to go into a spin. So, and the mind can do that sometimes. The mind can take us into a spin. So you've got to come down from the mind, down your body, down your chakra pillar, and get grounded and get rooted and get centered. So resistance is the wall that blocks your abundance and your dreams. So to look at your wall of resistance, because on the other side of that is your liberation. So to see where you need to liberate yourselves, see where you're experiencing the restriction, constriction, and to breathe into it and see what you need to learn from this situation so that you can find the gift of the experience and move on, right? Not everything is meant to stay. Some things come in for a season, some souls come in for a season, some stay a lifetime, but they bring with them a gift. There's a divine mirror that is held up that we look at to help us make choices that are aligned with our truth. And that's what we're getting back to through this time, our truth. Like, what is my truth? What is my truth? Who am I in my true self? Like, what do I want to experience here on earth? If today was the last day for me on earth, what would I want to experience in my life? What would I want to experience in my life? What would I want to explore? What would I want to know? What would I want to share? What would I want to express? What would be my message? If today was my last day here on earth, what would be my message? That's really important because, we can plan into the future and think about the future, but sometimes, and through this time, we're learning to dissolve time, morph time, and come back to the present time and the present moment, because that is the gift. So not to look beyond too far, but to stay present and be in the moment with the gift of this moment and what it brings to you. So stay present through this time. It's going to be really important. Refine your energies. Look at this month so much. What I experienced and I felt with the energetics was that we were collapsing the illusion. Like, if you've had a very rigid, controlling mind, you were collapsing the rigidity and the control. You were having to relax the mind. Your thoughts were amplified. You had to look at them and you had to release them. And so you're getting beyond the illusion and you're getting back to love. Like, love is the answer. Love is the way. Loving yourself. If the mind was so chaotic, bring yourself back to your heart. And self-love, self-acceptance, and cheering yourself on, encouraging yourself to take the next step, and just holding yourself in the energy so that you can come back into peace. And that's really important. Self-love, self-acceptance, and showing up for yourselves through this time. Like, if others are not showing up for you, you've got to show up for yourself. And when you show up for yourself, that you will have others showing up for you. When you choose yourself, you'll have others choosing you. When you choose what you love, you're sending a ripple out into the cosmic field that says it is okay to do what you love. So you're creating a new precedent and a new timeline for others to also experience. So, and also if you're generating abundance for yourself and if you're doing well in your career, it's to honor that and to know that that is helping the collective as well create more abundance for themselves, and showing a timeline where you can have everything you desire. You can have everything you desire. There's enough to go around. There's plenty to go around. And it's an illusion if we think that if someone's doing better than us, or, we have to take from them, or we have to get envious, or we have to get jealous. No. It's just showing you one of your dreams that maybe you had pushed down, and maybe that's something you desire for yourself. So to come at it from a higher perspective and say, okay, how can I create this for myself? Right? If there's plenty to go around, how can I also experience that reality for myself? So there's nothing to be jealous of. There's nothing to compare in others. There's plenty and more abundance to go around. It's also shown me where abundance comes from, and every soul has their own pipeline of abundance, and it is an illusion in the 3D and 4D that there is a lack and a limitation. And these are beliefs that we are clearing, we are releasing, we are moving beyond, so that that is no longer our cosmic truth, because it's not. Look at nature, look at the cosmos, right? There is abundance, we are abundant. And so we're learning to just change our mindset to come from a more expansive vibration rather than from limitation and scarcity. So look at your beliefs through this time. Okay, I bought some new cards on the weekend, and I bought them from Glastonbury. I always pick up something from Glastonbury. And this one says, step up and lead. Step up and lead. Get in the driving seat of your life. Get in the driving seat of your life. Be the director of your boat, your car, your plane, your light ship. Be the director of your life. Step up and lead. Take that step up, right? Don't dim your light, and don't pull yourself down. Don't tell yourself you're less than. And don't allow anyone else to pull you off your throne. You step up and lead. You know why you're here. You know why you're here. So lead into your cosmic reality and where you want to take your life. And others will then start to honor the space that you're holding and support you. The ones who are meant to support you will support you, and the ones that are meant to leave as you rise will leave. And if you can surrender into that space and let go, learn to let go and surrender, and know that it is the service of love when you surrender and let go, because those that are coming with you will come with you, and those that need to go now need to go and have their own experiences. So we don't hold on and attach ourselves out of codependency, out of fear. We release them so that they can go on to have their experiences and understand their own journey. Be humble. I often talk about this. The ego, pride, one-upmanship, coming back to humility, like surrender. Just surrender. Surrender to the deepest place where there is just you and another and the heart. Surrender even that and come back to my heart and your heart. Surrender even that and come back to divine feminine, divine masculine energy. Come back to that and start again. Start from peace. Start from the beginning. This is a new beginning. You get to wipe the slate clean and start again. Start again. If it's in a relationship, wipe the slate clean, come back to the beginning and start again, and find a new flow between you. Think it through. And this is important because you have to use your logical mind through this time. You can't just operate from the heart. We are opening the heart, we are listening to the heart, but we must also use our logical mind. Both are needed through this time to navigate these times of revolution. Think things through. Feel things and also think things through. Get a whole perspective of your situation so that you can move through it and see what is serving you and what is not serving you. So those were those cards. I'm going to pick 3 more because they're so gorgeous. The Yasmin Boland's cards. And I bought 2 different packs. Been wanting to get these for a while. And here they are. So let's have a look. 3 from here as well. Okay, conclusions are within reach. Yay! Brilliant. Conclusions are within reach. So all this refining, confusion, trying to get to the bottom of situations, trying to, go through the mind and the maze and the confusion and the conflicting thoughts and the push-pull. Conclusions are within reach. And I do feel by the 8-8 portal, and usually from 7-7 we go through a huge upgrade and growth, and so I feel 6-7-8, June, July, August, 3 powerful months where we've been going through a massive shift and change. And by 8-8, by the 8-8 portal, we will have a lot more clarity, and that's where I feel we're going to get the conclusions. 8-8 portal, I feel the conclusions are going to come in, the clarity is going to be there, and then we can move forward into the next part of our journey, having taken with us everything that we've experienced this month and through this time, to get to a more clearer vision and more refined signal to what we truly desire and what we need in our life at this time. Luck is on your side. Brilliant. Luck is on your side. And look at that arrow pointing straight up. And this is what we want to get to. We don't want to be, 1 minute here, 1 minute there. We want to get to the top and direct a signal and alignment with source. So luck is on your side. There's something else I want to talk about in a second. Let me write it down. Okay. And also a new romantic cycle begins. So if you're looking for a partnership, if you're looking for love, if you want to experience higher love with another soul, a new romantic cycle begins. But also a new romantic cycle with you is beginning. You're starting to appreciate yourself. You're starting to see yourself in a new light. You're starting to be more compassionate with yourself, kinder with your words to yourself. So a new romantic cycle with yourself first begins before you see it with outside of you. And as you start to love yourself and accept yourself, you start to see people around you who also see you, respect you, value you, appreciate you and what you bring to the world. And just your beautiful heart, they appreciate you when you start to appreciate yourself. So new romantic cycle begins. And what I wanted to talk about, what was coming up, is if you experienced stuckness and stagnation in your life for a long time, like if you got stuck in life and trapped and you couldn't move forward with your life, right? What I'm hearing is the pendulum always swings. So wherever you were stuck in life experiences, the pendulum is now about to swing to the other side, where you'll get, if you experienced poverty, you're going to experience abundance. If you experienced stuckness and not being seen, you're about to be seen. If you experienced failure in your projects or you didn't get your projects off the ground, you're now going to see success in your projects and your businesses. So this is the swing of the pendulum, the opposite. You're going to experience the opposite. If you experience depletion, you're going to experience thriving. If you experienced burnout, you're going to radiate now. This is a time of magnetism, radiance, joy, presence, taking back your power, looking after your energy field, removing anywhere where it's getting depleted, removing anywhere where your energy is being siphoned off. You're coming back to, like the phoenix rising from the ashes and going up to your next level of experience and higher consciousness. So the pendulum is about to swing. This is a lucky time. See what you're letting go of. See the resistance that has kept you stuck. And get ready, dear ones, for a whole new beginning on a whole new trajectory. And you get to decide the direction of your life, because you're about to get in the driving seat of your life. You're about to step up and lead. And that's really important. To be sovereign in your power, to be a leader of your light, to not get swayed into other people's realities, but to know your own. And as you stand in your truth and as you stand in your authority, personal authority, you stand on this earth as a sovereign being of light, grounded in your truth, and following your own signal, which is really important. Okay? So that was the message that I wanted to give. There's going to be a lot of change through this time, so just stay present and navigate these times towards your liberation. Really, that's where we're heading, towards our liberation. So I send you my love. I am going to do a Divine Union update. I talked about it, I think, before the retreat, but now I'm actually going to deliver it. So you're going to get an update, and boy, has there been a lot going on in the Divine Union. So I want to bring you an update for that and just check in with where you are at with your journey. So take care, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Let me know in the messages and the comments how you're doing, and how you're experiencing the energies. And if you want to see our retreat highlights, they are on Instagram. I post there regularly. and I will be posting there regularly. I'll also be creating new content here. Now that I'm back and rested, we're ready to go and navigate these times together. So if this message resonated with you, subscribe to the channel. You know, it doesn't cost you anything, but it allows the energy to reach those souls who are meant to receive this message. And that is always our wish, for souls to receive the message that is coming through us for this time. So I'll speak to you soon. Take care of yourselves and see you on the next video.